This recall journey started when Sam ignored my recall. Right there at the side of the road, heading towards traffic.
Sam, come.
My buddy, my golden retriever. And I called, and he calmly chose not to come. I'd estimate 95% of dog owners don't have a reliable recall, and it's because no one has laid out the tools and all the rules and the method in one place. Two things before we start. Two safety things. One, we'll be using a long line. You can get these on Amazon for 20 bucks, but it's not optional. It will keep your dog safe, and it is a key part of the method. Two, you can't use any collar that will hurt your dog if they hit the end of that leash at a run. So no prong collars, no choke chains, no head collars, okay? Super important. Use a flat collar or a harness on the back clip. Safety first. There's 4 things you need to have to start. You probably have 3 of them already. 1, your dog. 2, a flat collar or a back harness. 3, as mentioned, a long line. And 4, the one most people skip, really good treats. Not kibble, hot dogs, cheddar cheese, the stuff that makes their ears perk up. There are 8 critical rules before we talk about the method. That's a lot. Most of them are critical for training other important behaviors as well, so they can go into your toolbox. Rule 1, verbal first. When you call, you need to do it standing completely still. No hand signals, no reaching or holding a treat. Verbal only before you make a move. Dogs learn movement preferentially over sounds, and if you teach a hand signal and a voice command at the same time, the dog learns the hand signal and not the voice. Every time. Dogs go to the visible cue first. So if you've been calling and waving at the same time, you probably don't have a verbal recall. You have a hand signal recall. And the day you need it, when your dog is across the field, running away from you, or is out of sight, that hand signal will not help. So let me repeat, if you do a physical movement before or even at the same time as the verbal recall, your dog probably will only learn the physical recall gesture. So verbal first. 2, call once. Your verbal cue has to be loud and it has to be piercing. Why? Because we are only going to call once. Let me repeat that. We are only going to call once. Because if you call 3 times and they come on the 3rd, you just taught them that they can ignore the first 2. And that really matters. So many dogs learn that they only need to start thinking about coming to you when they've heard you call 3 or 10 times. Say their name loud, emphasize the C sound, and say it on an upward pitch so it cuts through whatever else is going on, whatever noise is around. Sam, come! So for Sam, that means Sam, come! Only call once. Rule 3, we're using treats for this process, so high value treats. Because squirrels, other dogs, bikes, kids, those are all higher value than any treat, but they're way higher than kibble. So hold that treat in your right hand, or left, but be consistent. Hold that hand down to muzzle level. That's their target. That's the spot they're coming to. And yes, this is a physical gesture that the dog will learn as part of the recall. And we can fade that out later if you want. But for now, it really helps the process. Cover that treat with your thumb so they can't grab it and leave. Rule 4, grab the collar. When they arrive at that muzzle level target, your other hand is in the perfect position to grab the collar. The treat hand stays still, and you don't release that treat until you've got that collar. This is the whole point. Your recall is not a recall if you don't end up holding your dog. So grab that collar every single time. Rule 5, test your voice only recall. There is nothing wrong with a physical gesture for the recall. Sometimes it's nice to be able to do it quietly, but always do the verbal first when training it so you know that the verbal works for sure, because it's more important. Every so often, as you're making progress, prove to yourself that the dog understands you by using only a verbal command. Rule 6, mark the turn. Marking a behavior when it happens speeds the whole process up. When you call your dog and they turn toward you, the moment they turn, mark it by saying yes right then. Not when they arrive, when they make the decision to come. And you'll know when your dog has made the decision. You know your dog. Because that yes rewards the choice, not just the arrival. And it makes the learning happen faster. Basically, you're telling them that turning thing you did right there, that was the right move. Come all the way in and there's a treat for you. I'm trying to keep this as short as possible, so I'll link a video to markers somewhere here. 6 rules down, 2 to go. Here's the thing about the rules 7 and 8. They depend on something I haven't told you yet. How your dog actually responds when you call. Your dog is generally going to give you 3 different speeds, and you respond differently to each one. Speed 1 is the gallop. They're running back to you like you're the best thing that's happened all day, the moment you call them. Reach into that treat pouch and give them a handful. That's a jackpot. They did exactly what we want. Reward it heavily. Speed 2, medium. They're coming, but they're not sprinting. Encourage them on the way. Come on, buddy, come on. Still give treats. Maybe not a handful, but they still get paid. Speed 3, they ignore you, or they come so slowly it's basically a refusal. Here's what you do. After the call, you give them a silent count of 3 in your head to register the call in their brain. If they don't come, you start calmly reeling them in. No talking, no extra words, no anger, just bring them to your feet. And when they get there, guess what? You still give them a treat. And we'll talk more about this later. This gets us right to rule 7, and it's not intuitive. No matter which of the speeds they choose to get to your feet, the fast, the medium, or getting reeled in, you must always be a happy place to end up. If you're frustrated when they arrive, and you will be at times, believe me, they're gonna feel it, and maybe next time they don't wanna come back. Maybe now they avoid you. Also, a part of being a good place to be is not ending the session with every recall. So 9 times out of 10, when they come to your feet, release them again, let them go play. If every time they come to your feet, playtime is over, and they have to go inside, they're not gonna wanna come. So always be a good place to end up. So if you notice, with these rules, even when Sam ignores me, he still ends up at my feet. And it's not an accident. On the long line, you can always reel them in. Your dog never gets to practice ignoring you and getting away with it. That's why this works. It also means that even if you have to reel them in, that the recall is still a success. So you still reward it, even if it's a small reward. Okay, be a good place to be. And here's the last rule, number 8. This one flies under everyone's radar and it's counterintuitive. Every now and then when you get a decent recall, or even a half decent recall, jackpot them anyway, a whole handful. We want this to be more than a transactional trade of 1 treat for 1 recall. We want them guessing if this is the time they win the jackpot, okay? In scientific terms, that's called variable schedule of reinforcement. It turbocharges their motivation, especially with high value treats. It keeps them guessing. That is a lot of rules. So with that, here's the full method. 2 parts. Part 1 is getting the long leash part right. In your backyard, 10-foot leash, no distractions. And here's what you're actually doing here. You're proving your dog knows what come means. Not kind of knows, not comes when he feels like it, knows. Because if you can't prove it here at 10 feet with nothing going on, you cannot move to step 2. So we prove it first. Stand still, treats in the pouch. Call once. Yes. Piercing, Sam, come. If Sam turns and comes, that's the proof. He knows the word. He came with only a verbal command. Mark the turn when he gets to your feet, grab the collar, reward, release. And that's the whole proof. Call once, verbal only. Everything else in this method is just building on that moment. Still in step 1. If he doesn't come for the verbal, add the physical signal and the visible treat. But verbal first. Even then, if he comes right away, he knows the hand signal, but not the word yet. And that's okay. That's real. Now I know I need to say the word before the hand signal every single time until the word predicts the physical signal and he starts responding to voice alone. And that's what happens with this guy. He'd come every time I waved him in, but the day I stood still and just said, Sam, come, nothing. He looked like me, like I was speaking a different language. And that's how I knew that the word meant nothing to him yet. Now, if they don't come for the verbal plus the physical, say the word, give the signal, hold out the treat, and simply reel them in calmly. Grab the collar, reward, release. And then work this whole system until you're 100% on a 10-foot line with voice only. No hand signal, no body language, just the word. And then that's your proof. And until you have that proof, you cannot move on. Steps 2 through 4 are the same idea, just more of it. Distractions go up, leashes get longer. So step 2, add distractions at 10 feet. Work until close to 100% success. Step 3, empty field, 30-foot long line, minimal distractions, And this guy got to about 90% success at 50 feet really fast in that situation. Step 4, add distractions at that longer distance. Bring a friend, bring their dog. When that's solid, move somewhere busier. Outside a busy dog park is a great test. When Sam got distracted, I'd follow the formula. Reel him in, grab, treat, release. And if it got really lots of distractions, then just shorter leash. But same method, just more of it. Now you're ready for part 2. This is the beginning of off-leash, but not in the wide open world. It only happens in a fenced area at this point. We call it the go-get method. My instructor is Joel Beckman, and I learned this method from him. So, step 5, fence backyard, off-leash this time. Give the verbal command, give the physical command, hold the treat at muzzle level. If your dog comes, grab the collar. Jackpot, release, repeat. Beautiful. If your dog does not come, we go get them, and that's why we call it the go-get method. The first time Sam didn't come in the backyard, I just walked him down. No chasing, no excitement, no talking. We don't want to make a game of it. We just walked and walked and walked after him until he stopped. He tried to dodge me for a bit. Eventually, he lay down. I took his collar gently, walked him back to where I started, and rewarded him there. It took a lot of walking. It felt like nothing was happening. But by the third time, he was coming on his own, pretty much. And that's the method, okay? Repeat until they're 100% in your backyard. And then steps 6 through 8 follow the same pattern. Distractions go up. Area gets larger. I used my wife tossing balls, waited till kids were playing next door. Then a larger area with low distractions. Then a larger area with more distraction. Same method. Every step. The fact that you can walk them down means that every recall is still successful, even though you're no longer on a long line with them, okay? Now you do all of this before you ever go off leash in an unfenced area. Why? Because this stacks successes. By the time you test recall near a road or in an open park, your dog has hundreds, maybe thousands of successful recalls under their belt. They're not guessing. They've come back hundreds of times. That's the design. Yes. Don't skip steps. Don't rush it. If you fail, go back a step. And remember the test at every single step, the verbal test. Can you call your dog with your voice only, no hand signal, and have them come? If yes, you've proven they know the verbal. Move on. If no, just go back a step. Say the word first, then the hand signal. Every repetition. Eventually, the word predicts the signal and the dog starts responding to voice alone. But you have to be consistent and persistent. You have to resist the urge to wave them in. So the takeaway. 4 ingredients. Dog, collar, long line, great treats. 8 rules. Verbal first. Call once. High value treats. Grab the collar. Proof the verbal. Mark that turn. Be a great place to end up. Keep them guessing. 3 speeds. The gallop gets the jackpot. Medium gets encouragement. Ignored gets reeled in or walked down, but always rewarded. 2-part method. On-leash proofing first, then off-leash, go get in a fenced area. And the whole time, you're the happy place to end up. 9 times out of 10, release them. Keep them guessing whether the next reward will be a jackpot. Okay? That's a lot. Anyone who tells you recall is just about repetition is wrong. And they probably haven't been out in a field at 6 a.m. with a big dog like this, choosing between you and a distraction like a rabbit. Okay? And he did choose that a lot. And now he comes every time. This works. Okay? It works. So try it. Drop questions that you're sitting on in the comments. I read everyone and I will answer everyone. I'm John with Thoughtful Paws. This is Sam. Thank you and happy training.